Good to be back here on our little set down here. Now we're joined by the Notre Dame's head men's soccer coach, Chad Riley. And Chad has served as head coach of hugely successful Dartmouth program 2013 to 2017 and was a former standout Irish men's soccer player and an assistant here himself before being named head coach, the sixth head coach of the University of Notre Dame soccer team. Chad, good to see you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So first of all, you were a student here in 2004.
Yep.
How much has the university changed in this very short period of 15 years?
I know, it's crazy. It's my 15-year reunion this summer, but it's amazing what has changed. You know, my wife and I were driving through town the other day, and we were trying to remember what used to be where Eddie Commons was. And then, you know, I don't understand how we keep building more dorms, but our student population doesn't go up. So I'm assuming they have a little better living situation than we used to have. But it's changed a lot. I think it's been all for the good. It's been so exciting to come back and really be closer to the family again.
This is your first year as the head coach.
Yep.
What does a first-year head coach try and impart to players that really don't know you? They have to get to know you.
Yeah, I was conscious about having a strategy for that because I also replaced a legend, Bobby Clark, who coached here for 17 years, won a national championship. So you have to kind of have an idea of moving things along without saying what you were doing was terrible. So I think you kind of have that fine line of just saying, okay, how do we get better and add to what you've done before? And then I always try to think of the seniors. Every season that we have, this is their last one. And so how can we, no matter what I might want to do versus what we can do tactically, strategy, how do we make it work for that group of seniors so they go out with a good experience?
What's it like to have played someplace and then come back and wind up being the head coach of the sport that you basically played?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's an honor, I think, to come back. I think anytime you're invited back to work at Notre Dame, you feel pretty lucky. And then I think it's probably more pressure because you want to do it for, the team there, but the team before, yourself, because you want this place to be the best. So I think I have to kind of remind myself that just because I think it's the best, we got to go prove it every year, and it might not happen all the time like I want it to.
Now, you just finished basically your spring season. You went, 11-7-3 during this fall season, I guess it was. 2019 prospects.
I think we're looking good. I think we just finished Friday against the Mexican U18 national team. So they've sent a national team the last few springs, and they're a top team. We're able to win 3-2. So we always go into it, with our goal of, can we beat anyone on any given night? And I think we can. And so now the key is, how focused are we? How much do we work over the summer? But I feel good about our prospects. We have a good, strong schedule to prepare us for postseason play. So now it'll be about doing it.
Every coach looks for different things in different players, specifically what they're recruiting for. Basketball, baseball, football, men, women's, both. In soccer, as you analyze high school players, what are you looking for?
Yeah. I think one of the things that really jumps out in soccer, and it might be in other sports, is whether they're making the game look like it's incredibly fast and difficult, or whether it seems like the game slows down a little bit when they get the ball and they're able to make good decisions with the ball. Because once they make good decisions with the ball, it means they understand the game and they can get the concepts kind of with the ball and without the ball. So
we talked a little bit about, but as you rate your team's performance through the course of this year, was there any point where there was a lull, or were you pretty consistent through the entire year?
I think we were consistent, but one of the hardest parts, and I think it's probably for all sports here, is around midterms, around fall break. I know that's when our energy was a little bit lower, but we did a good job, got a couple of good results around there. But I think, midterms is always something we try to figure out how to manage as well as we can.
Do you ever stop and think of, and I would think this is invaluable, the head coaching experience at Dartmouth where you were very successful. Did you bring a lot of that to the University of Notre Dame, or did you grow and change and modify some of the things you did in your earlier years as a head coach?
A little bit of both. I do think I learned, you learn so much that first time you go from making a suggestion to making a decision, right, as an assistant coach to head coach.
I like that, making a suggestion versus a decision.
The decision becomes a little bit more difficult, but I do think I learned a lot during those 6 years. I had a great mentor here in Bobby, who I played for and was assistant with, so I had a good start, but I think those years at Dartmouth will have paid huge dividends for helping me get started here.
Good luck going forward.
Right,
thank you so much. You bet you, Coach.